guys, it's Gabriel. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about my arrival in Korea and what my hotel experience was like. So I had like all of this stuff pre-planned, and the day that I actually flew out to Korea, I was a little bit nervous about the amount of time that the flight was gonna be. I think it was a total of like, was it 14 or 16 hours? I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was a long time. One of my friends was telling me like, oh, take a picture of the chairs. I imagine like it's gonna be really spacious because it's like 14 hours long, right? And in my mind I was like, I don't think that matters. And so I was taking pictures as I was going on the plane, and I saw that there were like seats that were pretty spacious, and it was like further back, and I was like, oh, maybe my friend was right. So I was like, oh, maybe like these are like our seats, and it kind of made me excited. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a pretty nice flight. And then I just see people like continuously walking farther and farther into the plane, and then the seats were gradually becoming closer and closer, and it was getting more and more cramped. And I was like, oh gosh. Eventually I did reach the way back. Literally I was like maybe the third to last seat. It was very cramped. I kept myself busy with music. I knew that when I arrived in Korea it would be nighttime, so I was trying very hard to like stay awake. And I think I stayed awake for a total of like maybe 23 hours. So I hung out at Incheon Airport, which was really nice, for about an hour and a half, and then I transferred to Busan, Gimhae, I think, airport. I was just looking for foreigners, like trying to figure out where everyone's going. I was assuming at this point that my hotel was inside of the airport. That was not the case. So I ended up having to ask one of the ladies at the desk. She was like super sweet and nice, but she didn't know that much English. But she did understand that I was looking for a hotel. She called this guy, and then without saying anything, gave me the phone, and I was just like, he was like, yes, what is your name? And I told him my name. I realized then that that was the hotel. So after giving him my name, he was like, okay, which gate are you in? And I asked her, like, I was like, which gate is this? And she was like, oh, gate number 2 or something. And I was like, oh, I'm at gate number 2. Okay, be outside in 10 minutes. I was like, okay. But it wasn't until after I said okay and hung up that I realized, I was like, wait, how does he know what I look like? I don't even know what he looks like. I should not have ended the conversation there. But it turned out to be okay. I saw like these shuttle buses coming in, and thankfully my hotel name was on one of the shuttle buses, but it was funny because I was the only one being picked up. So it was like this huge bus, and this lady came out, and I told her my name, and she was like, oh, okay, get it. And she was very nice. So it took me to the hotel, which was like very close by, but because there's a lot of traffic, it took some time. So I go inside. Actually, I didn't check in. The guy already knew that I was me, so he was like, oh, here's your stuff. I take my things and I go up to my room. I was impressed with how futuristic everything was. I've never actually used a, what do they call it, a bidet? The like super magic toilets that I've heard like are very popular in Japan. I had one of those. I'll actually show you guys a video from the very first day that I came in. It was a video journal, so. But yeah, it was nice, and the door was like, you know, futuristic. The lights were so advanced I didn't even know how to turn them on. The only thing that sucked, and this was like the worst thing of all, my room smelled like a locker room. It was kind of musty. Definitely a lot of mosquitoes. So many mosquitoes, and I was like, oh my gosh, why are there like all these bugs in here? So yeah, my hotel experience, like it wasn't a horrible hotel, but had it not been for the bugs and the funky air, like I would have been happy with it, because again, everything was just so different, and the Korean channels, so much information that I don't yet understand. So that was exciting. They had like this huge jacuzzi type bathtub that I didn't even end up using. So the hotel was nice, I just didn't have, bugs are just not my thing. I'm very happy winter's coming. The next day, I wake up, I get a shuttle bus back to the airport. Technically, our group wasn't meeting until 1 o'clock. I went to go eat at this restaurant called Craze Burger. So I went to go order, and I was trying to figure out, how do I say, what kind of food do people normally get? What's the most popular one? So instead, I said, 무슨 음식 많이 좋아요? Which means like, what food do you like? Apparently, the way that I said it, it sounds more like I'm treating him to a meal, which actually now makes sense, because at the time I was wondering why he gave me this look like, like, why are you asking me this question. But I was really just trying to figure out like what's the best food, and he did end up recommending a type of crispy chicken burger, which was really good. But yeah, I was like, oh, that makes sense now that he was looking at me like that, because it's like I'm asking him, oh, what food do you like? I'll treat you to food, and then he gives me the food, and I go over and sit at another table and I start eating his food. It's like, you know, so that's what happened with that. I went to the convenience store, which was a 7-Eleven inside the airport, which is really cool. I ended up getting the 15-day SIM card. I tried my best to figure out why it wasn't working immediately after putting it in, but it wasn't until later that I found out that it takes like 24 hours or 48 hours to register. But yeah, I'm not using that SIM card anymore actually, because once it expired, I was still able to get like 3G for free, but then after like a week later or 2 weeks later, the 3G said that it was connecting, but actually wasn't giving me any data. So instead I'm using this SK Olay egg. It's like basically a Wi-Fi, a portable Wi-Fi port. You get like 10 gigabytes of data with it or something like that. So I was like, yay, I will do that. There was a show that I kept seeing everywhere in the hotel and even at the airport, and I found the name of the Korean drama. It's called Konyo Yeppota, and I love it. But it's funny because I was telling my mom and my sister about it, and my sister sounded interested, but I was like so sure that my mom was gonna like it. And I told her, and I was like, oh my, you have to like watch this drama, it's so good. It's still going on in Korea. It has like 2 or 3 episodes left. And I told her the name, and she was like, oh, I saw that one on Hulu. And she was like, I finished that one. Grace was talking to me on the phone at the time, and I was like, tell mom it's not over. There's still like 3 episodes left. And my mom was like, no, I mean, it's over for me. And I was like, oh, what, did you not like it? That's so weird. Normally we have like very similar tastes in Korean dramas, so I was like, oh, people be changing when I'm gone. So now it's like getting to be 1 o'clock. It's about that time to start meeting people. I'm seeing more and more foreigners, which is nice. But at the same time, it's not like I feel completely uncomfortable with Koreans. I think it's just the fear that I run into so many Korean people that don't speak English, and so there's like obviously that language gap. I started walking towards the group and I saw Eunice, I guess, who was our coordinator. I mean, I don't know about everybody else, but I was under the impression that when we met with this group, we would immediately be taken to our EPIK orientation, but that was definitely not the case. So we sat down, signed our contracts. Keep in mind, this is the same contract we've signed once or twice before, and we've seen like many times, or at least I have. I just thought, oh, just another day of signing. Our EPIK coordinator was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you want to do this? And we were like, what? It wasn't even just once. It was like semi-joking, but very serious. So it made like everybody reread like again. It's like we signed it and then we were like, wait, what? So we signed the stuff, handed it in, got asked all those questions, and then she told us that our co-teachers were going to come and pick us up, and our co-teacher would have a plan for us for the day. So I was like, oh, I guess we meet our co-teachers early and then we go to EPIK orientation. Wrong. But thankfully there, though, I didn't meet a whole bunch of people, but I met a girl from Canada named Alvina, and I met a guy named Jonathan who is from California. They're both super cool. We like exchanged emails because we figured we're about to get separated, so the more foreigners we know, the merrier. And then we heard that there was like 1 person missing from our group that didn't arrive yet. We actually didn't figure out like who that was. But I will let you guys know that I did finally figure out who that was, and that is for a later video. But yeah, so eventually people were kind of being taken away one by one. Like they're being picked out. I choose you, Pikachu, and I choose you, Charmander, you know, I choose you, Gabriel. Eventually people are like paired off with their co-teachers and they're taken away, never to be seen again. My co-teacher eventually came. Her name was Sunny, so I was like, oh, Sunny, like sunshine, great. Eunice is like, oh, Sunny, you know, Korean. It's not how Korean sounds. Blah, blah, Korean, and then introduces me. I meet Sunny. Instantly feel very positive. I feel like we both like connected very well, and I got very good vibes from her. So yeah, but as far as actually getting to know her, what took place after the events of her picking me up at the airport, I will let you guys know in a video coming next week. So that's all the time we have now, but I will definitely see you guys soon. I am working very hard to get you guys like new videos and new content. A lot of my coming videos are going to be about my experience in Korea and the transitioning process of what it's been like getting here and all that stuff. So I'm basically playing catch up from all the stuff that's happened like the last few months. Hopefully you guys are interested in that. If not, I'm sorry. But that's the best that I can do right now. I'm really excited to share that with you guys. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and again, now Snapchat at Stuff678. Be yourself, love yourself, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I have a life here. Like, I have a home, I have a job, I have friends, I have my personal space and time, and it feels great. And I feel like 2016 is gonna be a huge blessing for sure. This will be a full year of me just doing me and living my life and figuring out